Good day, students, and welcome to Advocate Bapu Saheb Bunde High School English Digital class. Today, we will study Standard 10th English, lesson number 2.5. Let's march. Let us first do the warming up section. First, here you have to observe the two pictures given and answer the below given questions, that is, main difference between the two images, change required, and your contribution as a student to help and make a difference to needy children. Next, you have to put a correct mark and wrong mark accordingly in front of the points, which are the characteristics of a good speech and which are not the characteristics of a good speech. Next, you have to read and put the given expressions in their respective columns. That means if the expression is an introductive part of a speech, then it will come in introduction column and so on. Next, now here you have to make a list of as many Indian Nobel laureate as you can. You can use internet or school library. Now who is a laureate? A laureate is a person who is honored with an award for outstanding creative or intellectual achievement. So you have to mention the names of the Nobel Prize winners for whatever contribution they have done. So I hope you have understood the warming up section. You will complete the warming up section in your English notebooks. Now let us move to the information about Kailash Satyarthi. Kailash Satyarthi, 1954, is an Indian children's right and education advocate and an activist against child labor. He founded the Bachpan Bachao Andolan in 1980 and has acted to protect the rights of more than 83,000 children across 144 countries. He is honored with many awards including Nobel Peace Prize of 2014. He had addressed this speech on the eve of Nobel distribution ceremony. Now this lesson is actually the Nobel acceptance speech given by Dr. Kailash Satyarthi. Now let us start with the lesson reading and its explanation part by part. My dear children of the world, Your Majesties, Your Royal Highnesses, Excellencies, distinguished members of the Norwegian Nobel Committee, dear brother Tom Harkin, brothers and sisters, and my dear daughter Malala. From this podium of peace and humanity, I am deeply honored to recite a mantra from the ancient text of wisdom, Vedas. This mantra carries a prayer, an aspiration, and a resolve that has a potential to liberate humanity from all man-made crises. Let's walk together. In the pursuit of global progress, not a single person should be left out or left behind in any corner of the world, from east to west, from south to north. Now here, Majesties means the royal power or the royal people. Highnesses is a title given to a person of royal rank or used in addressing them. Excellencies is a title or form of address given to certain high officials of state. Podium is a small platform on which a person may stand to be seen by an audience as when making a speech. Aspiration is a hope or ambition of achieving something. Potential is latent qualities or abilities that may be developed and lead to future success or usefulness. Liberate is set someone free from imprisonment or slavery or oppression. Crisis is a time of intense difficulty or danger. And pursuit means the action of pursuing someone or something or to search something. Now here Dr. Kailash Satyarthi starts his speech by greeting the children of the world, of the whole world, then all the royal people. He considers the podium as the stage or a small platform as a platform of speech and humanity. He says he is honored to recite a mantra from the Vedas which carries a prayer of hope to achieve human liberation, that is, human freedom from all man made difficulties. He says, let's walk together in search of global progress in which not a single person should be left behind. Next, let's speak together. Let our minds come together. Learning from the experiences of our ancestors, let us together create knowledge for all the benefits all. I bow to my late parents, to my motherland, India, and to the Mother Earth. With a warm heart, I recall how thousands of times I have been liberated, each time I have freed a child from slavery. In the first smile of freedom on their beautiful faces, I see the gods smiling. I give the biggest credit of this honor to my movements Kalu Kumar, Dhoom Das, and Adarsh Kishore from India and Iqbal Mohsin from Pakistan, who made the supreme sacrifices of protecting the freedom and dignity of children. Ancestors is a person, typically one more remote than the grandparent, or we can also call ancestors as the forefathers. Now, here he says, let us speak together, let us come together and learn from the experiences of our forefathers and create knowledge for the good of all. He says, he bows down to his late parents, his motherland India and earth with deep honor and respect. He remembers that as many times I have liberated a child from slavery, he feels that he has been liberated out from a dangerous situation which makes him happy. He is happy to see the first beautiful smile on the faces of these children. He sees God smiling in those innocent faces of the children. Further, he is thankful to Kalukumar, Dhoom Das, and Adarsh Kishore from India and Iqbal Mohsin from Pakistan for their sacrifices for protecting freedom and dignity of the children. Next, I humbly accept this award on behalf of all such martyrs, my fellow activists across the world, and my countrymen. My journey from the great land of Lord Buddha, Guru Nanak, and Mahatma Gandhi, India, to Norway is a connect between two centers of global peace and brotherhood, ancient and modern. Friends, the Nobel Committee has generously invited me to present a lecture. Respectfully, I am unable to do that because I am representing here the sound of silence, the cry of innocence, and the face of invisibility. I represent millions of those children who are left behind, and that's why I have kept an empty chair here as a reminder. Now, here dignity means the state or quality of being worthy of honor or respect. Martyrs means a person who is killed because of their religious or other beliefs. An activist is a person who campaigns to bring about political or social change. And generously means in a way that shows a readiness to give more or something. Now, here he says, Dr. Satyarthi says, that he humbly accepts this prize on honor on behalf of all those people who helped him in his work or the achievements he has. He has traveled from Lord Buddha's, Guru Nanak's, and Mahatma Gandhi's land, India, to Norway, which is a connection of global peace and brotherhood. He says that he is called to give a lecture which he is not able to because he is here for sound of silence and the face of invisibility of the children. Now, what is sound of silence and the face of invisibility? Face of invisibility is this quote talks about those children who are left behind, those faces which are never recognized, the innocence which we see dying but are powerless to control or purposely do not do anything about it. And sound of silence, it refers to those million children who suffer without being able to voice it And the face of invisibility is yet again the children who are not heard or seen and who disappear into darkness. Next, I have come here only to share the voices and dreams of our children, because they are all our children. Gestures to everyone in the audience. I have looked into their frightened and exhausted eyes. I have held their injured bodies and felt their broken spirits. 20 years ago, in the foothills of the Himalayas, I met a small skinny child laborer. He asked me, "Is the world so poor that it cannot give me a toy and a book instead of forcing me to take a gun or a tool?" I met a Sudanese child soldier. He was kidnapped by an extremist militia. And as his first training lesson, he was forced to kill his friends and family. He asked me, "What is my fault?" Your extremist means a person who holds extreme political or religious views, especially one who advocates illegal, violent, or other extreme actions. Militia is a military force that is raised from the civil population to supplement a regular army in an emergency. Now, here Dr. Satyarthi says that he is here to share all the voices and dreams of the children. He says these are all our children, and he has to look in their frightened eyes and broken heart. He has also held their wounded bodies. He further shares his experience that he had met a small skinny child laborer who asked him why is the world so poor that it can't even give him a small toy to play, but instead of that, the world makes him to work and toil. He also meets a Sudanese child soldier who was kidnapped by the extremist militia and had to kill his own family and friends. He asks what is his fault that he has to do all this work. Next, friends, all the great religions teach us to care for our children. Jesus said, "Let the children come to me. Do not hinder them, from the kingdom of God belongs to them." The Holy Quran says, "Kill not your children because of poverty." Friends, there is no greater violence than to deny the dreams of our children. Therefore, I refuse to accept that all the temples and mosques and churches and prayer houses have no place for the dreams of our children. I refuse to accept that the world is so poor when just 1 week of global military expenditure can bring all the children to classroom. Now, here Dr. Satyarthi says that the Bible or the Quran or any other holy book has taught us to take care of our children. He further says that the great violence is to deny the dreams of the children. He does not accept that the holy place have no place for the dreams of our children, and he also does not accept that the world is so poor that it cannot have a classroom for the children. Next, I refuse to accept that all the laws and constitution, police and judges are unable to protect our children. I refuse to accept that the shackles of slavery can ever be stronger than the quest for freedom. I refuse to accept here. My only aim in life is that every child is free to be a child, free to grow and develop, free to eat, sleep, and see daylight, free to laugh and cry, free to play and learn, free to go to school, and above all, free to dream. I have the privilege of working with many courageous people who have the same aim. We have never given up against any threat or attack, and we never will. Shackles is the chain which binds us. Quest is the search for something. Privilege is a special right, advantage, or immunity granted or available only to a particular person or group. Now, here he says that he also refuses to agree that the laws, Police and judges are not able to protect our children. He refuses to agree that the chain of slavery can be stronger than the quest of thirst of freedom. He says his only aim in life is that every child is free to grow and develop, free to eat, sleep, see daylight, free to laugh and cry, free to play, learn and go to school, and above all, free to dream. He says he has the advantage of working with many brave people with same aim and have never given up against any danger and never will. Let us move further. We have made progress in the last couple of decades. We have reduced the number of out of school children by half. We have reduced the number of child labor by a third. We have reduced child mortality and malnutrition, and we have prevented millions of child deaths. But let us make no mistake, great challenges still remain. Friends, the biggest challenge or biggest crisis knocking on the doors of humankind is fear and intolerance. Here, he says that we have progressed. There is a reduction in children who are out of school. They have reduced the number of child laborers, child mortality, that is, death rate of children, and they have also reduced the rate of malnutrition or malnutritious children. But still, they have the biggest challenge to achieve, which is fear and intolerance. Next, we have utterly failed our children in imparting an education that gives the meaning and objective of life, an education that gives a sense of global citizenship among the youth. I am afraid that the day is not very far away when the cumulative result of this failure will culminate in an unprecedented violence, and that will be suicidal for humankind. Rights, securities, hope can only be restored through education. Here, Dr. Satyarthi says that we have failed to impart education, which would give an aim of life, education, which would give a sense or a feeling of global citizenship among the youth. He says that he is afraid failure will reach to this its peak and unknown violences which would be suicidal for humankind. He says that our rights, security, and hope can only be restored through education. Let us read further. Young people like Malala, I have started calling her my daughter Malala, not just Malala. So, my daughter Malala and other daughters, including Kainat, in fact, two Kainats and Sajia, and the daughter from Africa and from all over the world. They are rising up and choosing peace over violence, tolerance over extremism, and courage over fear. The solutions are emerging, but these solutions cannot be found in the deliberations in conferences alone and cannot be found in prescriptions from a distance. They lie in small groups and local organizations and individuals who are confronting with the problem every day. Even if they remain unacknowledged, unrecognized, and unknown to the world, the solution are with them. Tolerance is the ability or willingness to tolerate the existence of opinions or behavior that one dislikes or disagrees with. And extremism, a person who holds extreme political or religious views. Emerging is to come out or to appear. Deliberations are long and careful considerations or discussions. Prescriptions is direction or instructions. Confronting is come face to face with someone. And unacknowledged is existing or having taken place but not accepted or recognized or admitted to. Now, here Dr. Satyarthi says that people like Malala, Kainat, Shazia are all his daughters, daughter from Africa and from all over the world, are rising up and choosing peace, tolerance, and courage. He says that there are solutions which could be found in long discussions. They lie in small groups, local organizations, and individuals who are facing and attacking the problems in life. So I hope you all have understood up till now. That's all for today. You will get the remaining part of the lesson in the next video. Till then, thank you and have a wonderful day.